Ah, doing some podcast research.
I have been doing some podcast research. All right, getting ready for liftoff in 3, 2, 1. It's the Shant and Ari podcast, you guys. Episode lucky number 7.
Yes.
Shant, how you feeling tonight, buddy?
Good, man. Good. I'm excited again. My favorite part of the week.
You're such a dirtbag, bro. You know I'm supposed to be saying that.
But it really is, man. And
My
I
favorite
think,
part of the week.
and the fact that this is our second one of the week we're doing, it's a great week. It's a great week.
Can
man.
you stop reminding me about me having to reschedule last week's? I know it's my bad, and I'm sorry that I did that.
So since Monday and today's Thursday, what happened, dude?
You remember Jabit and Artie?
Yeah.
Sweethearts. Like
The best. They're the best.
I completely dicked them by accident last night, man. Oh, so they go in. I'm texting my dealer. Guess which dealer it is? You remember a few podcasts ago?
Oh, the Lexus?
The Toyota.
Toyota.
Third time. They fuck it up completely. Remember that one?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So we're texting, and he's like, yeah. The car is not here, right? Because they have to bring it from another dealership, but they can come in and sign.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. They go in, and they get like my guy sets them up with the salesperson. My guy is the manager for the internet department, sets them up with a salesperson. Salesperson's like, yeah, no, we don't have the car. You guys can't sign anything. And like, Artie's like, he told us we could. And the dealership's not like Watertown. We're talking like 20 minutes away. So they go there, they get a babysitter, everything, like 7:30 at nighttime. They get there. The guy sends them back. I text the dealer. I'm like, bro, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, no, they should have been able to sign. I'm like, well, we did this whole thing, and now my guys think I'm a douchebag. So that happened last night, I guess. But I can tell you this much: I haven't actually sold anything this month. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, 12 days in. Wow.
Yeah.
Is this like a record low for you?
I have not been checking my emails. I've just been. Remember, I told you, you do a couple weddings, and you're just backlogged with a bunch of bullshit. I got customers probably like wondering, like, did this guy die? I've just not been selling anything.
Wow. Yeah, we're not gonna go deeper. If you guys missed last episode, we talked a lot about missing people's shit, and I think you're gonna be missing some people's shit for the next couple months, I'm guessing.
I am not. I don't want to do anything until I sell about 15 cars. How about that?
Okay.
So what's going on with you? So just so you guys know, we normally start recording around 8:30. Shant sent me the message at 9:05 saying I'm ready. What happened, big guy? What happened right now?
So, damn, man, I was really feeling myself, man. I was really, really feeling myself. So, helping out my friends, out-of-state clients, buying an investment property out here, buying a vacation rental, an Airbnb property in Scottsdale, in Old Town, hot area. Everyone wants to be there, right?
Me too.
Yeah. So, house goes on the market last week, like last Friday or Thursday or something, 500,000, right? Goes on the market. First showings are not till Sunday. Their open house is the first time they're going to show the property. I go there on Sunday. I check it out. It's booming. It's popping. People coming in and out. The guy's like, yeah, we have a lot of interest. We got a lot of offers supposedly coming in. I'm like, okay. tell my clients I thought 500 was high. So it's high. And I'm not the type to like, oh my God, like we have to go over asking now when I don't think we need to. So they're like, should we put in an offer? I'm like, well, if we put an offer where we want to put in at 470, 465, 470, what I think the house is kind of worth, they're not going to do anything. It's the first day on the, like literally first day people are able to see it. I'm like, I told the guy I'm going to put in an offer. I was like, let's wait to see when he hits me back up. So Tuesday he calls me. He's like, hey, are you guys putting in an offer? I was like, okay, because he said they were going to already get a bunch already. I'm like, yeah, we're thinking about it. Why? Did you get anything? He's like, no, someone said they're going to put in an offer tonight. I'm like, okay, let me talk to my clients. Put in the offer at 470. He's like, oh, yeah, we got another offer. I was like, okay, we're still good at 470. He's like, okay, let me talk to my clients. He calls me back Wednesday, which is yesterday, and he's like, oh, my clients are willing to do 485. So he came from 500 to 485. So I was like, all right, they don't have another offer. If they do, it's low as shit already. So we're good. Tell my clients that. They're like, hey, they don't want to come up much more. They're like, we'll come up 475, 477. I was like, okay, let's do it. Tell them 477. He's like, yeah, they're not going to budge, man. It's the first week on the market. I was like, okay, I told them why it's not worth it, but I was like, okay, no worries. I'm like, tell your clients we're at 477, see what they say. Okay. Just let me know so we can move on to another property. We don't have another property, but we're like, we just need to know. He's like, okay. And then my clients were like, well, should we just like say, yeah, we'll do it? Because they will do it at probably 485. I'm like, no, let's just, my one client, the one that I yelled at a month ago now, he taught me something. He taught me something. He's like, whoever could hold their breath the longest usually wins, right? In negotiations. So I was like, we're just going to wait. We're not going to say anything. We're going to wait. This morning, he calls me. That was Wednesday afternoon. This morning, he calls me. He's like, hey, listen, you're at 477. We're at 4. They'll do 480. Let's just get it done. I was like, okay, let me tell my clients, and I'm sure they'll do it. Called my clients. They're like, yeah, let's do it. So it worked, right? It worked. The holding the breath got him $5,000 cheaper. Remember when I first talked about, you're like, what do you love about the job? What do you love about what you're doing? It was that little fucking amount, like, just getting them more than they could have.
The strong arming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So I called the guy, no answer. I texted him, I'm like, hey, my clients are good, 480, send over the counter offer. We'll sign it. We'll get this going today. No answer. I'm like, okay, I went on along my day. Called him back a couple hours. Now he's holding his breath, I guess.
What's going on here?
Call him back, no answer. Text, no answer. He just called me back like half an hour ago. Because we spoke originally at 7:30 in the morning, he called me. I called him, he answers. I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, yeah, someone came in with a 490 offer. We just accepted. It's like, fuck, man.
Douchebag, man.
Yeah. He got me. And I feel bad for my clients, man, because I thought we could have had it. So it's like, I guessed wrong.
What are the odds that person will back out, you think?
There's a small chance. There's a 15% chance.
Is it a brand new? Is it like a needs home inspection type of thing?
Yeah, it's not brand new. It was remodeled 6 years ago. Shit could come up. But yeah, I mean, we could have had it at 485. We stood ground, and it cost us. Cost my clients, actually. And it kind of sucks, but I'm like, I think I still did the right thing.
You did.
I think I did.
Boss.
But Yeah.
So so I've done that in the past before on cars that there's very little in stock, like anywhere. So like I've like, I've pushed my clients, my client pushed me back. No, you can do it for less. I'm like, listen, I can't. And the dealers will call me back and they'll tell me like, buddy, like we already sold that car. Like move on. So it happens, dude. It really does happen, but it teaches your client a lesson too. Like you got to trust me, but at the same time, Shant, you got to still do your thing. You can't push your client now to a higher price only because you don't want the deal to fall through. You got to keep on doing that like tough guy, hustler, negotiator type thing and just hope for the best. You can't, like I got my realtor, right? I got Bernie. And he's an awesome guy, but sometimes he gets tense or like sometimes he gets nervous. Like buddy, like we should be like overbidding. And I'm like, listen, B, I got you. Put in this amount, see what happens. Like, no. I'm just like, just put it in. So there's a difference between like, I guess people like you and people that have just gotten multiple offers rejected where they're trying to play it safe, make sure that you get happy, like make sure that you get your offer accepted. But dude, you're doing the right thing. Don't feel too bad, man. Like you got to also show your client, like, listen, I'm all about you.
Yeah, they know. And first of all, for anybody listening out there, and the balls of me to put in an offer first couple of days on the market in a sick area where there's supposedly multiple offers coming in, and me coming in 30,000 below asking price that's like a healthy price range, 400 or 500 right now, right? That's like the average. And me coming in $30,000 and almost getting it actually.
Champ, good for you.
Most people would have just been like, oh, let's go full price or, full price and maybe 5,000 off. I'm like, no, let's go 30. Fuck it. Yeah.
Negotiate up.
Yeah, we could have, like, there are certain situations where you have to go in full price. You have to go in over asking. There's certain times, like, there's price ranges you can't play around. But I got to give myself some props that, yeah,
I give you props.
I'll fuck around. I'll fuck around a little bit.
Not too much, though. You don't want fucking.
Yeah, my clients want to get some. Yeah.
Bro, that's like that for me, right? When I do that kind of shit, right? That I know that I'm gonna win. Like whenever I'm about to do that, I know that I'm gonna win it. I almost have like a radar or like a sense for, like, put it this way, it's a calculated maneuver. Sometimes some people do this shit and they're just like, they do it blind. Like they're just like, fuck it, let's just see what happens. Oh, yeah. But the fuck it, let's just see what happens is like an outside of my comfort zone type of move. I personally don't do that kind of shit because I have like you, for example, Shant, you're dealing with a house and a seller that you probably won't ever see again. I'm dealing with a car and a dealer that I'm constantly seeing. Right? So you don't want to be known as that douchebag that constantly comes in constantly at a low price. Right?
Yeah.
So that's just outside of my comfort zone. Like I know I study my stuff enough to know to make calculated offers. And on top of that, me personally, I get approached, I get solicited by customers for me to handle their work. You, on the other hand, you're on a completely different spectrum. Like, what's that like, dude? Like, what? Put it this way, not what it's like right now. What was that like in the beginning? Because Phoenix is not like an easy market either. It's sort of like a Boston right now where it is competitive. And if you're new, it must have sucked.
Yeah.
Well, what's that like?
Yeah, well, Phoenix is actually the number one per capita, the number one most saturated market with real estate agents.
Ugh.
Yeah. So there's more, like, I think it's like 1 out of 88 people are like real estate agents or some crazy number like that.
That sucks.
You can throw a rock and you'll see you'll hit a real estate agent,
Yeah.
basically. Throw a rock somewhere. So you're saying, how was it getting into the, like,
setting yourself apart? Like, how do you and like the guy at the checkout line number 7 and guy at checkout line number 3, how do you guys set yourselves apart? Because you guys are all in there wearing, you know, pretty much the same outfit.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but pretty much.
Yeah, no. So it basically comes from kind of what we're going to talk about today, getting out of comfort zones, right? And so for me, I got into an industry of sales, right? This is a sales industry. I don't care what anybody says. We're not a matchmaker, a homemaker. People say, oh, you know, I match people with their favorite. No, I'm a sales person, right? I've never been in sales, never done anything near sales, right? Introvert by nature, and sales is extroverted, right? So not the smartest thing for me to do, but we did it, right? So how did I have to like get into, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to go up to random people and talk to them, like go door knocking, because that's introvert me does not want to do that. It's a super out of my comfort zone. So the next best thing was like, okay, I asked around people and people were like, yeah, you just got to make cold calls, call people and see if they want to work with you. I'm like, okay. So when I first started on my real estate team, every week they would do a call day, like everyone would get together and make calls. So I just started. I'm like, okay, I'll just go check it out, see what people are doing, just shadow, right? Okay. So I get there, there's like 20, 30 agents in there making phone calls. I walk in, I'm just sitting there kind of learning, listening, very out of my comfort zone. I've never called somebody besides if a friend or a family.
Yeah, straight up.
So I'm sitting there and then like the guy that was running it was like, hey, you know, I'm like, oh, it's my first week. He's like, oh, it's your first week. Do you not want to make money? And I'm like, no, I do. But, you know, I'm just kind of learning. He's like, you know, just make some calls. I'm like, and that was like scary inside. Yeah, scary inside. But I'm like, I'm the type of guy, if you tell me to do something, right? Like you're my, I don't want to say leader, but he's the guy, right? If he says to do something, I'm going to do it. I was in basketball and sports. I was always very coachable. If you told me to do this, I'm going to do it. So he said, just here, make calls. I was like, okay. So I pick up the phone in front of like random people around me. I don't know anybody. I'm just making phone calls. It was very difficult, but I did it.
With a script?
Yeah. Hey, this is Shant, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like reading it, messing up. Hey, do you want to buy a house? No? Okay. Thank you. Bye. Hey, do you want to buy a house? No? Okay. Why not?
Fuck yourself.
Yeah. Okay. I'll fuck myself. Thank you. Like, that's what it was, bro. Like, that's it.
That's awful, bro.
It was.
I get so upset, man. Like, I'd be like, it would ruin my week. I couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, and yeah, like you hear some fucked up shit, man. People are ruthless. Ruthless.
Bro, do you understand when I pick up the phone and call somebody? Now, like first of all, like the request to call them came in like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Right? And I gotta call them, and I'm like I'll usually call them during like a busy time too. Hopefully catch them when they're busy. So like they really do want to take the call, but like they're fucking busy at the same time. I'll call them like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, hello, Ron? And they'll be like, yes, who's speaking? And I'll be like, it's Ari from Boston Automotive Consulting. Is this a bad time? And they'll be like, no, actually, just give me just one moment. Hey, do you mind if I step outside? I got to take this phone call. Like, you see how opposite right now?
Yeah.
Right? This is like well within my comfort zone.
Yeah, they know you.
Right? Like they need to hear from me because like Like they asked, not you are asking.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Homeboy,
It's rough.
I cannot do, like, you got to understand, you're on a different level than I am. I don't care how much experience or like how good somebody thinks I am at, like, okay, take this kid and just throw him in there. If you don't want me to talk to you, there is like zero chance that I'm going to try and talk to you. I don't want to bother you. It's not that I'm like scared of you. It's just I don't want to be bothered. So like I know like you don't want to be bothered. But bro, you got to eat. You got to set yourself apart. I'm one of 3 in what I do in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of like fucking 500,000 in what you do in Arizona. I don't know what the number is. So like,
I think it's like 50,000 now, 50,000 agents.
But like, I was being accurate about the one of 3.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's like, you have to step out of your comfort zone. And it sucks.
So, yeah.
But what was it exactly besides the cold calling, which I don't even want to witness.
Well, imagine having to door knock, right? Because door knocking is like,
fuck that,
the biggest cold, right? So like you're literally just see a neighborhood, you knock on the door, and they answer. They're like, first of all, if someone rings my doorbell, I'm not even answering. I'm not, because I don't want like. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's a good idea. Let me go door knock, but it works. People do actually are very successful with it. But so like, you knock on their door, they answer, and they're like, yeah.
Are you Amazon?
I know you know nothing about me, but listen, I'm a real estate agent, and do you want to sell your house? Like, get the fuck out of here.
What would you wear to the door knockings? I'm trying to picture you in my head doing this.
I used to do suited up, but then it's like super hot here.
Don't they think you're a Jehovah's Witness when you came there? Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
And then it's like if it's like they're middle of the day. If like a woman answers, they're home by themselves. They're like freaked out. I'm like 6 feet tall, 220. They're like,
or like super horny, and they're just like, what does this guy got to say? He's kind of.
So it's, I mean, listen, people do an amazing, like, have an amazing business by knocking doors. It's just not for me. It's not. I can't. Like, I mean, the good thing is nobody's been ever rude to me when I door knock.
I'm surprised, bro. I would have literally shut the door right in your face. Like,
only 2 times there's been rudeness. One, they were a real estate agent. Go figure. He's like, why are you knocking on my door? It's like, dude, I'm trying to fucking work. Like, he's like, yes. He's like, and I'm like, dude, it's 12 o'clock. Why are you at home?
Yeah. Well, what's the deal with that? How many houses you selling right now? Like,
yeah. So I kind of stopped door knocking, man. It's not for me.
Why did you stop? Is it beneath you now?
No, not at all. It's not been, it's something.
It's outside your comfort zone?
Yeah, it definitely is outside my comfort zone. And it's also like, I want to do, so in real estate, it's like, do the thing you least hate. That's one of the things I hate more of. So I kind of do the things that I least hate.
So what is a day-to-day right now for you outside of your comfort zone? Is it the making... Because obviously making offers $30K under asking is definitely well within your comfort zone.
That's fun, man. That's fun.
Yeah. But can you tell me, is there anything left besides thing that's outside of your comfort zone right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, still the calling, man. It's still like, it never gets easy. You get a little burnt out. That's kind of it. Comfort zone is also, I mean, me doing video in the beginning was way out of my comfort zone, right? Now it's fun. I love it. I wish I could just do that all day. But another thing I guess would be, so when a property is listed for sale, right? And then it stays on the market and it expires because it doesn't sell, right? That listing expires. So what happens when it expires, every agent under a rock ends up calling that person to bother them, the seller, to say, hey, your house didn't sell with your previous agent. I'll sell it for you. Let's meet. So if your home expired today, there will be at least 100 people calling you that day.
That's fucked up.
Okay. From 7:30 in the morning.
Fuck. Is that like the time, like preset? You can't call before 7:30?
You can't call before 8. People start at 7:30.
That's fucked, man.
I started 8. I started like 7:50.
You do the legal thing.
Yeah. So mind it, everyone is calling the same person. And I have to try to convince them out of all the 100 other people they're talking to today, hey, you should meet with me today or tomorrow to resell your house. So let's say that's out of my comfort zone, but I still do it. Let's say you get the appointment, okay? Now you're competing with 5 other realtors that they're gonna meet with. That's kind of like, it's good because it's competition, but it's like, it's still in there. It's still there.
If I were to ask you, Shant, say me and you, say I was your prospective client. I'm thinking about hiring you. And speaking of comfort zones, if I were to ask you, and I could do this right now. I'm holding this. What do you think I'm about to ask you to do? For those that are listening, I am holding, it's not a pen, it's a Sharpie, but I'm holding a Sharpie in my hand. What do you think I'm about to ask you to do?
To get you to sign the contract.
No. Even harder. Sell me this pen. How outside of your comfort zone is it right now on this podcast for me to ask you to sell me this pen?
It's not that. No, it's not out of my comfort zone.
How outside of my comfort zone do you think it is?
I think you love it.
Right. I do. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell you this pen.
Okay.
So, Mr. Customer, you've got to understand that your success is going to be my number one priority. See, the fact of the matter is that this pen is not just the pen that you're going to be using on a day-to-day basis. This pen is going to be the pen that's going to change your life. Then they probably ask you, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, how's it going to change my life?
This pen is going to allow you to not only sign the contract or make sure that you get the deal that you wanted. Every single time that you succeed with this pen, every single time that you look at this pen, you're going to want to continue to succeed. Right? Or you could flip it. You could flip the whole thing. And like, what are we talking about? Cars? Like a car salesman? Right? Like this is going to be basically whoever the person is that I'm trying to sell the pen to, like whatever their line of work is, right? The whole pitch is going to be revolving around their success. This pen embodies their success. I'm selling them their success.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how I look at the whole sell me this pen, is that I attach an emotion to the pen. That's not outside of my comfort zone. I can do that in a couple seconds. So the only issue is that you've got to ask me to sell you this pen. I can't come up to you and try to sell you this pen.
Yeah.
So
there's
if you were to ask me now, Shant, Adi, how outside of your comfort zone is it for you to go up to that person and try to sell them that pen? It's fucking it's way over there, and I'm not getting out of my chair to do it. And I'm going to flip this whole thing around right now. Do you know that I do have one thing that's outside of my comfort zone that I go through every single day? Do you know what that is?
Hang on, let me guess.
It has to do with work. It has to do with my actual, like, car dealing. It has nothing to do with YouTube.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume YouTube. I don't know. What is it?
It's getting out of my chair and picking up that fucking pen. So it's getting out of my chair and contacting a dealer that I don't know.
Oh.
It literally, it'll take me like 2 hours to do. I can't do it. I don't like to do it anymore because it takes too long. Not only that, but guess what I'm doing? I'm cold calling, but the opposite way. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm trying to buy something.
Yeah.
I'm cold calling to buy.
Yeah, but you should see it as they want you to call.
But they don't. It takes because this is how fucking stupid they are. It takes them like a good 20 minutes to understand what's happening, and that 20 minutes. In that 20 minutes, I have to basically like rearrange their brain so that they understand that like nothing bad is about to happen.
Yeah, I got you. Like you have to convince them like, okay, listen guys, listen, I'm a broker. I'm helping these guys. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to screw you. No. So yeah, I got you.
This is just one, and I think the only thing right now that's outside of my comfort zone that's pushing me away from the business is the dealer and never the customer. Just absorb that for a second. A lot of realtors, in my opinion, outside of their comfort zone is the person that they're trying to earn business from, right? For me, outside of my comfort zone is the person that I need to work with. Basically, for you, it's the opposite. You need to work with the listing agent or whatever. That's not outside of your comfort zone. Clearly, you enjoy fucking with them.
Yeah, but some agents do. It is their, out of their comfort zone, because I've been the times where I'm the listing agent and the agent will just like text me. I'm like, just fucking call me. Like, let's have a conversation.
I don't like to call dealers I don't know, bro. I'm having a harder and harder time doing it because sometimes it'll take hours to just even reach them.
Well, do you have to call them? Is there ways around it? I don't know.
Yeah, I need to talk to them. I need to get a car. So that's another reason why I stopped offering my services outside of New England, is because it's getting harder and harder to get a deal done. Like if I don't know or I can't access the physical dealership,
yeah,
I don't want it. I'm all set. I'm on a volume level now. Like I can't be calling just to hear some guy say no after like 6 hours of trying to reach them. I'm all set. Yeah. This is not a good use of my time. But put time aside, it's actually out of my comfort zone to do this already. Like right now.
Wow.
Ask me to step out of that comfort zone. Ask me.
Step out of your comfort zone.
No, I'm going further in my fucking comfort zone. I'm not even going to do deals outside of New England. So is it a bad thing that you can't come out of your comfort zone?
No, I don't think so. You know why? Because I think if it's something you don't want to do, Like, why should we force ourselves to do stuff we don't want to do? Obviously, sometimes you have to, like, but I mean, like, that's why I don't door knock, because I really don't want to.
But you used to do it.
I did it for a little bit. I've done it. I tried it a couple times. I'm like,
well,
I don't like this.
Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. So regardless of if it was outside of New England or if it was in New England, I still had to contact dealers, right? And that was outside of my comfort zone. But I didn't know how outside of my comfort zone it was, because I was just focused on selling, or in this case, buying a car, right? Like, my main goal was like, all right, listen, this guy needs a deal. I need to contact the dealer. Like, by any means, like, I gotta do it, right? I got shit to pay for. Right. So you're stepping out of your comfort zone, but the thing that's pushing you out is your need to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, the reality for me is, unfortunately, I'm not from here, right? We've established this before. So, like, I don't have a big group of sphere and, you know, friends here where I could just get business through friends and referrals. Like, you know, just I have to actually just contact people that don't know me, that don't know anything about buying or selling houses, and I'm just going to ask them if they want to.
Do you think that the more and more you succeed, the more it's allowing you to step back into your comfort zone, like do shit that you actually feel like doing, or it's making it just easier to just sell within like the proper means of like not knocking on strangers' doors and shit like that? Like, you can just come work and sell comfortably without looking like a sleazebag?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. Yes, but not to that extent yet, right? I'm not nowhere near there yet. So I still have to do that, where the comfort zone has gotten a little easier in the sense where, like, I've sold homes now and I've experienced shit where I feel a little bit more confident when I'm speaking to someone that I will sell your house. Or like, hey, if you're trying to buy a house, I don't think there's a better agent that's going to help you buying a house, because it ain't going to try as hard as me as when they're trying to save you some money. Like, I truly believe that. So now I have a little bit more, but before, when I hadn't done sales or I had a couple of houses under me, it was hard for me to communicate with someone, because I was like, hey, dude, I'm not even probably that good, so you probably shouldn't go with me. Like, that's probably the energy I had.
Yeah. Like, your body language was saying, like, you probably should be dealing with somebody else.
Yeah. But now it's like, no, there's people who sold a shit ton more than me. Of course, there's so many of them out there, but it's like, I still feel, yeah, I could do a better job saving you money. 100%.
See, my whole thing is like, listen, like, I'm now selective, right? Like, I'm only doing stuff that I know is not going to make me uncomfortable.
That's good.
Right.
I mean,
well, no, I mean, you get, like, now you're basically setting yourself up for a harder fall, right? Because now you're sitting down as opposed to like standing up and being like ready to like kill something, right? So the idea is to once in a while step out of your comfort zone, right? So what I like to do now is, even though I'm somewhat like, I'm good, like I need to sell a fucking car this month.
Yeah, you better call some fucking out-of-state.
Exactly. So what I'm getting ready to do now is like, I'm about to start taking some like out-of-state deals here and there, so I can like boost up sales a little bit. And then guess what's gonna happen as soon as like
you get a couple,
I'm gonna sit the fuck back down and take it easy again. But right now I might need to step out of my comfort zone mode again.
So another comfort zone actually for me was dealing with clients in the $1 million price range.
Ooh, yeah. Talk about that.
So it's intimidating, right? And I still haven't closed a $1 million home, but I have clients and have had clients looking. So it kind of made a little, so yeah, it's out of the comfort zone, because, you know, I wasn't exposed to that kind of we don't have that in our family, unfortunately, right? Like,
we don't. But high five, real quick. Just we'll be poor together.
Yeah, we didn't grow up with a wealthy surrounding. Neither, unfortunately, sorry guys, none of my friends were wealthy growing up.
All my friends are pretty wealthy. That for me, that I don't know. That's the separating factor.
So I grew up a broke ass mofo, and I hung around broke ass mofos.
I had to act like I was rich.
Yeah,
for the most part.
So when me having to deal with the client who has to sell or buy $1 million property, it was very intimidating. Very intimidating. And I keep referring back to my fucking client, the guy's the best. The one I yelled at the month or so ago.
Yeah.
He originally was looking in like the $1 million range, right? When he was buying his house. So it got me more comfortable with dealing with $1 million client, right? Because what he taught me when he's $1 million client, and which I've adopted to all my clients now, is they ask a lot more questions. They know a lot more shit than you do. Like they just know more shit than you.
Of course.
So you have to, like, when you have $1 million client or whatever it is, you have to know, like, when I go show them this property, I have to have like everything answered, right? As far as how long ago have these people lived in here? What price did they buy it at? How long ago the previous owners lived here? What price did they buy it at? When did they do the upgrades? When they did this? Like, everything he wanted to know. Like, after the first 2 houses I showed him, he was asking me, I'm like, I don't know. I'll find out for you. I'll find out for you. But then I'm like, wait, he wants the answers every time at the house. So I started like doing research, writing this out, fucking having it, studying it before I go show houses to him. And I would have that ready for him. And he liked it.
It's intimidating, man. Fuck.
It is. And then another client I had, he actually owns like 20 properties. We were putting an offer. He's a millionaire. He wasn't looking at $1 million properties. But what I realized is, like, I have to stop pretending like I know everything, because I don't. Some of these guys know construction better than me. I don't know about frames and fucking the insulation. Like, I don't know that stuff. And I'm not going to lie and act like I do know that stuff. Maybe I shouldn't, but I don't. Right. So I had to tell this guy, he was telling me, oh, what kind of insulation is there? I'm like, I don't know. I'll find out for you. But my strength is not knowing the framing, the insulation. My strength is knowing what price to go in at, the legal contracts, and how to fucking negotiate a deal. Like, that I know. So I told the guy, I'm like, hey, I don't know. But I showed him that I know the other stuff. And he was fucking pumped about that. Like, I knew what sold for what. This one sold for this, 2 blocks down. I knew all that stuff. So I learned that I have to play my lane and play my strengths, and not try to be like, oh, try to feel intimidated. Like, yeah, I don't know that. That's not my job. My job is to know this other stuff.
So in summary, do you, in hearing what I'm talking about right now, of like me being completely okay in my box, how comfortable, or what's your outlook like? Like, do you think that you'll even get to that point of just being in your comfort zone? Do you think that you even want to be in your comfort zone, or do you prefer getting pushed and like doing shit you don't want to do just to stay fit?
Yeah. Well, yeah, man, I think so. It's crazy because in business, right, we have to go through the heartache, the out of comfort zone stuff to finally feel comfortable. But when you feel comfortable, from what people who've been doing business a lot longer than we have, you get comfortable and you get lazy, and then you get things just start dropping. So I take it into working out, right? When you work out and try to get fit,
yeah,
once you get comfortable, the weight gets comfortable, you're not really working out anymore. You're just kind of doing easy stuff. So you always have to push your body.
You're maintaining.
Yeah, you're maintaining. And if you want your business to maintain, that's great. Some people want that. But if you want to push it, you have to add a little bit more weight, get a little bit more painful, get a little bit more uncomfortable. So I think it's good to always stay uncomfortable, because what else are we going to do, bro? Like, honestly.
Yo, the good thing for me, I'll tell you this much, I completely agree, but it doesn't come to me. It doesn't come to me. How do I put this? In my thought process that I've got to stay fit, right? Like I've got to like.
Yeah,
nobody. Huh?
Nobody. I mean, there are some freaks out there, but most people, bro, like us, we want to feel comfortable, bro. We don't want to keep. Oh, what's the next level?
Right.
Like those are.
Right.
We're not
right.
adrenaline
I agree.
junkies, bro.
What happens with me is that, like, I obviously, like everybody else, prefer to stay comfortable, not do shit that I don't need to do, but I don't like actively pursue difficult tasks because like I have a good amount of work in front of me. Right now, I'm well outside of my comfort zone. Like I need to sell something like right the fuck now. And I'm happy that it happens organically, that I have to, oh shit, like I gotta, like that was organic, right? Like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? You know, I just wish that I knew how to react quicker or see it about to happen quicker. But I guess that's what happens when you get too comfortable. So I think it's finding a really, really good balance until you really make it. And then when you really make it, I'm positive that there's other shit that we don't know about yet, that I don't care to know about yet. But I think it's a good thing to understand that you chasing after being comfortable should not be the goal, right? You should just be chasing after perfecting what you do and how you do it, and not doing it to the level of not needing to do it anymore. That should not be the end goal. The end goal is just getting good and staying good, as in keeping up with shit that's happening in your world.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I love this podcast tonight, baby.
We're learning, man. We're learning.
How do you not learn from this shit, bro? Fuck the comfort zone. The comfort zone is never, you're never gonna just automatically not have to, after a while, not have to leave your comfort zone, guys. Like right now, I am in non-comfort zone space.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
How, because, you do video, you're doing a podcast, you're very, you like the camera, the limelight, not the limelight, but you know what I mean. Would you be able to speak in front of like hundreds of people?
I could.
Does that scare you?
A little bit, only because I actually have, and this is episode number 8. I can feel it.
Oh shit.
I actually have an anxiety problem. It's not a social anxiety problem. It's like a very, very mild hypochondriac anxiety.
Made up shit in your head.
Like I'm about to die right now and everybody is gonna know.
Really?
Yeah. I'm seeing my primary care about it, like figuring out. I got a physical the other day and he said everything looks good, but you're just a tiny bit psychotic. So maybe medication or therapy. So
episode 8 is anxiety. I don't think I have anxiety.
I think I'd be able to know if you had anxiety, bro. I don't think you would know if you had anxiety. You would have figured it out by now. I've had anxiety. How about this, Shant? Let's close out this episode now with this amount of energy and let everybody know that next week I'm going to be talking about my anxiety debilitating at point, and how it hasn't actually stopped me or got in the way, or has it? We're gonna.
Well, I'll be asking you. And for all you ladies out there, if Adi's ever been weird to you, it's probably his anxiety. Just so you guys feel better.
That's partly why me and my last girlfriend broke up, was because of that.
Are we going to talk about that?
We may or may not be talking about that next week, but you're going to find out exactly what that anxiety is, what it entails, and why it hasn't actually stopped me, and why I don't think I'd have a problem with speaking in front of a large crowd. I do think, however, that I'd probably sell you that pen, that Sharpie,
a
little bit better than you could sell it to me, is because I've got some anxiety that pushes words out, and I think people can tell that.
I don't know. Should we have a selling contest?
Shant, bro. Come on, bro. I get up on camera every fucking day, bro. Come on. I would have you see. You don't even. So I would be asking you so many questions where you would think you would be answering this. Like you'd be like, oh, you'd answer in your own self. I need the pen. I have to buy it. You would sell yourself by me just asking you questions. So you're telling me that this pen is gonna get me how many deals?
No, I'm just gonna be like, hey, Adi, what do you do for work?
I'm a car buying and negotiating concierge service that also has a YouTube channel that does that kind of stuff as well. So I am in need of multiple pens.
So you do a lot of negotiating, and you have a pretty successful YouTube channel where you write out your scripts. Okay, great. So how many deals? You know, I'll just throw. Yeah, I'd mind fuck you pretty well right now, but we'll save that for another time.
Are you excited about next week's episode regarding my anxiety and how it hasn't fucked me up yet in business?
I am, and I think, see, like for you guys listening, we are finding this shit about each other out because, like, we don't talk to each other, so we don't know this stuff about each other.
Not anymore.
No, but like I never knew you had anxiety. You didn't know about stuff why I moved here. So we're literally, we're learning as we go, all of us together about each other.
All of us, all 14 of us.
It's 14 or is it 7?
Oh, man. All right, Shant. Till next week. Can't wait, bro.
Yes. It was a great episode.
Good night, Shant.
Good night, guys.